What is up, you awesome kissers? It is CistReactZ, guys. Today we're going to be reacting to MATPAT's FNaF You Were Meant to Lose theory. I'm getting into all the reactions that everyone's been asking me to do over the last month. I've been lacking on releases of videos. I'm getting back into daily uploads. I'm getting into all the reactions everyone's been asking me to do, so don't worry, it's all on a list. I've been looking at comments every day. So basically, before we start off this video, I want to let you guys know there is a headphone warning. My microphone was peaking throughout the first part of this video, so I'm sorry about that. It's going to be fixed at some point in the video, but just know headphone warning for right now. I think I'll put somewhere down here where the microphone does get fixed. This was also recorded on a live stream, and the live stream was going bad for some reason because I think I was having USB issues with my things. So there's going to be like a couple of cuts here and there, so whatever happened with me fixing issues doesn't get in the middle of the reaction video, so I'm sorry if it kind of cuts a couple of times during the video, but hey, all in all, here it comes. If you guys want more, hit that like button comment below. Tell me what you guys think about the theory, because that theory messed me up a little bit. Give me your thoughts. Here we go. Video, sorry. But, without further ado, people have been wanting me to check game theory out. If you guys want more, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You already know the deal. Oh my god. It's back. Sadly, he does not look happy about that.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that clearly doesn't understand the meaning of the word final.
No, it does not.
That is the end. Left, snap, your theory, nap, that is it. Yes, final, nap, theory. But can you really blame me? These games have
No.
endings in FNaFs 3, 4, 6, and Ultimate Custom 9.
God.
Doctor Strange saw 14 million different endings, and Scott Coffin was like, I'll take them all.
True that. Someone said the video's quiet. My bad.
So anyway, it's back. Call it whatever you like. FNaF 7, FNaF VR, Help Wanted, MATPAT Insanity Simulator. But
yeah.
After a year of detoxing, Five Nights at Freddy's is back with a new official game in the series, and it's more
Hold on, so my stream doesn't lag out.
so than any other installment. Feels like an inflection point. A game that is simultaneously looking back to pay tribute to where these games began, as well as a game that's looking forward to lay the groundwork for where this franchise is headed. This isn't just some quick VR cash grab for the series, this is a pivotal game in the canon that closes the book on the old lore and also launches us into FNaF the next generation. It seems to answer some old mysteries from the previous games, all while opening up the themes and tone for what's to come. And there is a lot to unpack here. This is, without question, the meatiest game in the FNaF library.
God.
Which is impressive because it's still a VR title. So, let's not waste any time and get started with the basics. Now, in case you don't have a VR headset, I've actually played through the entire game on GT Live, so you can check out all the highlights. No!
Must have been very terrifying for him.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Did we do it?
And lowlights of my playthrough over there.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm here to give you your happiest day ever. Come with me, wayward souls. We've got vengeance to strike.
Oh God!
I'll quickly take you through what you need to know for today's theory. In Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, we're playing as a beta tester for a new Freddy game. As we're told in the opening cinematic,
we know that Fazbear Entertainment has developed something.
Wait, what? Thought we were just like a parts and service guy in the actual world of the game.
Our name were loosely based on actual events. The majority of them were total fabrications from the mind of a computer.
yes, that picture is really Scott Coffin canonically inserting himself.
The microphone
into this
should be
game.
good.
That is a
Give me
discussion
ones
for
in the
another
chat. The
episode, my
microphone's
friends,
good now.
Because it throws all sorts of weird monkey wrenches into the lore, but we'll get to that later. So, according to the intro, Scott's games gave Fazbear Entertainment a bad name, and the point of this Freddy Fazbear virtual experience then is to poke fun of their past, clear their name,
Thanks.
and ultimately rebuild.
Don't
the
spam
brand.
one anymore. I
Seems
see that
simple
everyone said
enough,
I'm
right?
fine.
Play through some loving recreations of past games as well as some new mini games, and that's it. Job complete. A new generation of Faz fans fall in love with all these new characters and add to Scott Coffin's growing pile of money.
Don't forget the merch, perfect for birthdays.
Speaking of merch, Fazbear Entertainment Heck, probably even more
Oops.
chilling for their supper. Game Theory merch is also perfect for birthdays. Heck, probably even more perfect
I should have
for
skipped.
birthdays.
No, I should have
Good night,
skipped.
because you got some creepy
I should have
animatronics
skipped.
hanging out in
He's
your
trying to
closet.
he's trying to
Got you
self-promote now.
covered. The color-changing Game Theory.
Really?
It's the perfect way to keep animatronics
Really?
at 5 a.m.
Really?
Or maybe you're just looking to
He's
be the
actually
best dressed
doing
at
this.
your friend's next pizza party. Stay fashionable while making sure to stay
He's
out
actually
of the
doing
employees
this.
only room in your new His and Hers Game Theory.
He's
shirt.
actually
A purple
doing
Fierce
this.
Pride t-shirt, asymmetric into the design of
He's
the shirt.
still
It's
going.
A shirt. Guys and girls, they're gone. They're gone. If you're a fan of these videos do take a lot of time and effort to put together. Buying socks.
Make sure you buy Game Theory's merch, by the way. I gotta credit that.
Sure,
But
a
still,
shirt
oh
or a
my
jacket.
god.
Are you getting yourself a do something? Understand new theory wear. Link is right up here, or it's on the top line of the description. Now with that out of the way, back to VR. Playing through the game, it is legitimately impressive. Pretty much everyone here is recreated in a stunning 3D environment. Bonnie, Baby, Funtime Freddy the Puppet, heck, even Easter egg appearances by Mini Renas and Lolbit. Characters that most of you watching this probably haven't even heard of before because you have much better things to do with your brain space than I do. Practically everyone is here in this game, except for one important omission. Golden Freddy. I mean, Ballora isn't around either, but you know, I said important. But that seems weird, right? I mean, this is a game that drops you into perfect recreations of the first 3 installments of the
Wait, so
series.
Golden Freddy's
You
not
don't
in the
just
game?
forget about one of the most important
I've only played the
characters
first
to
one.
the lore of these games. Well, that's
The first
because
FNaF
it isn't
VR
some
FNaF.
careless oversight. Golden Freddy isn't here for a reason. It's our first clue that this game isn't just a joke and is a canonical entry. Specifically, it tells us where it falls in line with everything else that we've played through. Golden Freddy isn't here.
By the way, I should state, I know the stream is lagging, but I'm also recording the stream, so it will be uploaded to YouTube.
Because she's busy hanging out in HE double Chica arms with William Afton. Think back to the end of Ultimate Custom Night.
So
in our
you're
previous
telling me he's
series.
in hell
By
with
tracking
Afton right
the
now?
voice lines used throughout the game over screens, we were able to piece together that we're playing as William Afton in that game. Child killer extraordinaire. And that the whole game was him trapped in heck to atone for his sins. And the thing that was keeping him there was the one he should not have killed, a girl named Cassidy. The spirit who had an axe to grind, possessing the Golden Freddy suit. The reason Golden Freddy isn't in FNaF VR is because the spirit is down there tormenting Willie A forever, from here until the end of the series. That's why the ultimate ending of Custom Night was Golden Freddy twitching off into the darkness. Cassidy never gives up her soul, no matter what Old Man Consequences said. Further cementing that Help Wanted is now at the end of the FNaF timeline is this miserable little creature right here, the Scrap Baby plush. Because why wouldn't you want to cuddle with something that rips in half and eats children alive? Let me remind everyone who doesn't have
You know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this down. Just in case.
Have an encyclopedic index of all 60 plus animatronics that have graced the screen in this franchise. That Scrap Baby is the homeless hobo version of the old baby after escaping sister location and who was voted out of the Ennard tribe sometime between FNaF
The
5
Ennard
and 6.
tribe?
Her only on-screen appearance is in FNaF 6, so the fact that a reference to her exists in this game at all means that it must come after her expulsion from Ennard, sometime definitely after FNaF 5, but again, with Golden Freddy missing, it seems to secure it after everything's burned down and closed.
My
So we have
God.
ourselves a company that's trying to rebuild its reputation after
You can't
a
even
series of
talk
tragic events.
when you're listening to
Seems
MATPAT.
pretty
You just
simple,
gotta think
right?
about everything.
Of course not. This
I
is
gotta
a
remember
FNaF
recording
game.
as well.
You know that the story is never going to be that obvious. Hidden throughout the game are cassette tapes
Never.
that, when collected, unleash a new monster into the hallways of this pizzeria. What
Wait!
the game's files refer to as Glitchtrap, a yellow bunny.
I collected one of
with
those
purple
on the
eyes.
first video.
Yellow bunny with purple eyes, you say? I think
Thank
I
God
might
I
know
stopped
where
playing
this
if there's
is
a whole
headed.
new
As you
animatronic
collect
out.
more and more tapes, this glitch rabbit comes closer and closer, becoming more and more fully formed. Beat all the minigames, and you unlock the final challenge, Pizza Party. A nightmarish fever dream that mashes together every location that you just played through. Waiting for you at the end of this horrific maze is the single scariest moment from the entire franchise. And I can't emphasize that enough. It is literally chilling. What you learn is that you, a 7-year-old, have been lured to the back room of Freddy's. And what awaits you is your pizza party, complete with your favorite flavor of cake, all your best
I have not seen
animatronic
this. This is
friends,
spoilers.
and
I probably should play the
Glitchtrap
game.
calls you to follow him. The music fades, and suddenly holding Freddy's microphone. You are Freddy. You've been stuffed. You are
Okay, to catch people up since it was lagging, it's showing us the ending of the game.
now a missing child. watching as your killer dances gleefully to the song that you're being forced to stand up on stage and sing. This isn't just a spoopy jump scare of some goofy character. This is real horror.
Wait, you're looking through the eyes of the
seems like this new character,
ones on stage?
hair over here.
So you're actually looking through the eyes of the kid.
Sure, the suit isn't as bulky as a Springlock suit, but he's got all the other qualifications down. Yellow bunny fursona, check. Association with the color purple, check. Enjoys children's pizza parties, just a wee bit too much. Big old check again. Then again, to call this character William would be missing a huge chunk of this game's story. This isn't William. Like I said, he's trapped in eternal torment with Cassidy, listening to Barney the hippo over here tell his life story.
Dry bread was always fresh on Tuesday. They made sourdough bread on Monday and threw it out Wednesday. What was I saying?
No, to understand who, or better put, what this thing actually is, we need to examine the tapes that summoned Glitchtrap here in the first place. Scattered throughout the various minigames are 16 glitching cassettes left behind by a former game dev, Tape Girl, which, when put together, tell the story of a failing game company, a bit
There's
of
a lot of
malicious
this game
code,
I
and some very
have not looked
stabby
into.
office supplies.
Probably 'cause I didn't finish.
We're also introduced to the story of another beta tester who was in our position before us, named Jeremy, making this the third time that the name Jeremy has appeared in these games, with the first being FNAF 2's Night Guard, and then again on the gravestones in FNAF 6. Coincidence?
kids?
I think not. The first tape immediately makes it clear we're not picking these up in chronological order.
There are more. They may not be in order.
Which leaves us the task of shuffling them into some modicum of sense in order to put.
Of course
the
they're not
story
in
together
order.
of what
Why
really
would we expect
happened
Scott
while
to put
this
them in
game,
order
the game
for
we're
us?
supposedly
God.
playing now in its final form, was in development.
Never
Going
expect
through the
Scott to
tapes,
do something
I've
for
done
us.
the shuffling for you, and I think I've come up with the most cohesive narrative based on the evidence and what Tape Girl actually says. She begins by telling us that the game's then playtester Jeremy has been complaining to his manager Dale about nightmares.
Dale.
Except he's not explaining them like they're nightmares, he's talking about them like they're real.
He wasn't talking about it like someone telling a friend about his dreams, though. He was pale. He doesn't
Notice how
even
they sound
jump
young,
anymore.
too?
He just stands there like he's talking to someone.
Pale, doesn't react to scares, talking to themselves? Sounds to me like he's going crazy.
Yeah?
Either that or he's just a FNAF YouTuber. Hashtag relatable, am I right?
Oh,
the game he's
wow.
working on is
Alright.
this
You know
one,
what? That's
Freddy
not funny,
Fazbear's
okay?
Virtual Experience, which includes some code that was inherited from Fazbear Entertainment. Scanned off some old
Can't just
hard
make fun of
drives
us like
to save
that.
him time and money.
It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. It seemed to take hold by itself. But then, he started appearing.
Ooh.
At least that's what Jeremy said.
The bunny?
Manager Dale doesn't seem to take Jeremy's warning seriously, however, and instead he starts documenting all of Jeremy's behavior in preparation to fire him.
You can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire someone. The thing about it is that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something.
This confirms for us one major detail.
just know
that
he's
the
seen
scariest
something?
thing in the FNAF universe is crunch time. Working long hours until you're driven crazy and then fired at the end? Man, it's just like the real-life games industry. It's uncanny. These games just get more and more realistic. So Jeremy is going crazy and no one is listening. Flash forward to tape 6 where Tape Girl talks about coming in early one morning to see the supply room lit and Jeremy in the darkened testing room. It's a short tape, but it's an important one because it sets us up for tape number 9, when we learn that what she saw looked like a Halloween mask laying on the ground and a bunch of ink both on Jeremy and scattered around the floor. But that's not ink, and that's no mask. The ink is Jeremy's blood, and the mask is actually Jeremy's face, which he presumably sliced off his own body using the aptly named guillotine paper cutter. We know this to be true thanks to tape number 4, where we hear Tape Girl say that the cutter comes from the supply room and that Jeremy expressly knew where it was.
I didn't even know we
What's
had one
going
in the
on
supply
anymore
room.
with this
I
game?
was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there.
And for as extreme as this sounds, we know that he sliced off his face due to all these seemingly minute details about how his face was obscured that morning.
I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head.
Anyone else getting some bizarre Bite of 87 vibes from this story?
Kinda?
Is it just me? Huh. So Jeremy eventually died.
I'm just listening
of
'cause, like, this
injuries.
is weird.
After Jeremy's death, things things start getting even weirder, which is a relative statement considering that this is the FNaF franchise we're talking about. Tape Girl overhears a conversation
His face
about
is
a
gone,
lawsuit
so maybe he died
in
at
the
87,
aftermath
I
of
don't know.
Jeremy's death, which makes perfect sense given that he died a horrific death on the job. In response, the company
didn't just
starts
die,
taking
he
some
died.
serious steps to cover their
Silver
tracks,
Parcel
namely to
Games.
sell off the game and destroy evidence that could incriminate him. In the meantime, Tape Girl takes over Jeremy's role as playtester, and all we can hope is that she really cleaned that VR headset before she put that thing back on. She has 3 days to playtest the game. Across her audio logs, we learn that in that time, she sees Glitchtrap for the first time and comes to learn that he's attached itself to her audio logs. She tries
What?
to delete them, but can't. So instead of deleting them, she
That's
fragments
so
and
weird.
disperses them into the 16 small pieces we've been collecting throughout our playthrough, warning us that they shouldn't
That's
be
why he gets
reunited
closer.
at any cost.
Hide all traces of these logs that I've created. I fear that finding them and reassembling them will also reassemble the very thing I've tried so desperately to destroy.
Yeah, that's why it brings
Probably
it
shouldn't have
closer.
hidden that info on tape 15 of 16. After that, though, she seems to backtrack on her story, saying that in fact the entity in the game can be killed, and that to do so we should reassemble the tapes. Odd, but
And then just
okay,
break
we've
them all.
got them all anyway, so might as well see what we can do. Glitchtrap attacks us once we have 16 tapes, and if we don't respond in time, we trade places with him. For a brief
Whoa.
second, we see through his eyes back down at the console that we were just operating. Our consciousness has truly melded with his, just like the voiceover warned about at the top of the game.
Asbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference.
So,
Oh!
that's that ending. But if we do manage to
I don't
properly
even
follow Tape
remember
Girl's
that.
instructions as he's trying to mind meld with us, well, he still seems like he escapes. Or at the very least, he definitely doesn't die. This should have been like some Mr. Smith in the Matrix moment where all his code disintegrates or something. But instead,
Oh
we're
my
trapped
God.
on one side of a door in
Why
the
can't it
game.
just be about
a
kids
bloody,
dying?
hand-printed door
Why
with
is this
scratch marks
confusing?
clearly showing people stuck in here desperately
got
trying
code
to escape. And we see
attacking real
Glitchtrap
people,
practically
transferring
skipping off into the
consciousness.
darkness.
What's going on with this
doesn't
series?
Seem like the ending we should be getting for putting all the pieces of the tape together and following all the tape maker's instructions. That would
Yeah.
basically mean that FNaF VR has 3 losing scenarios here. Getting stuffed at the end of the pizza party, transferring consciousness on the home screen, and getting locked behind the door if you choose to follow Tape Girl's instructions. That can't be right. Can it? Well, maybe it is. Maybe that's the point of the game. Maybe we are destined to lose
We
no
were
matter
meant
what
to
we do
lose.
here. I mean, think about it. The canon ending of Sister Location
You're
was
dead.
a bad ending, with
Yeah.
Michael getting scooped. The canon ending of FNaF 4 was a bad
die.
ending, with the crying child getting bitten. In FNaF 6, you and literally everyone else burned to death.
Yeah.
I mean, it's considered a victory, but you're still dead. Now, let's look closer at the text of the audio logs. There is something clearly wrong in them. The tapes
There's a lot
start out
wrong
just
with
fine.
this.
They follow her story in a pretty logical way, and we know she's a real person in the real world because she's observing things from outside the game's testing room. Things like Jeremy complaining to management and the stuff that's present in the supply room. But then, upon closer inspection, you start noticing some strange anomalies. For instance, we have 2 tapes that both
What's
start
more of a
with
strange
her
anomaly
introducing
than
who
someone
she
cutting
is.
off their own
A hi
face?
or a hello followed by "you don't know me," or "can you hear me?" which is our first hint that something's a bit off. The same person is making these tapes the whole time, for the same audience. So why introduce herself to us twice, in both tape 1 and
Oh,
tape
she's
15?
referring
Why
to
would
somebody
one end
else?
with her saying,
Now I fear that those logs are being used as a Trojan horse. If you're unable to abandon development, hide all traces of these logs that I've created.
basically telling us to hide the logs, but then also say this?
There are more. They may not be in order.
Basically inviting us to put them all together. Weirder still is the fact that the last file suddenly does this major about face relative to all the previous logs, where suddenly she says out of nowhere, oh yeah, there is a way to kill Glitchtrap. This is odd on a lot of different levels.
Super.
The first and most obvious being,
weird.
if these instructions really do work and she's so sure about it, why didn't she follow them? If this method was actually effective and she knew it was effective,
super effective.
Glitchtrap wouldn't be in the game anymore, because she would have followed her own advice and wiped him out. How would she even know that this system works? The answer is,
Maybe she
clearly doesn't. Or at least it doesn't do what she says it's gonna do. That's because she's not trying to get you to kill off the entity in the code.
Or is she
she's
trying
to get you to release it.
Yeah.
While we don't have every piece of the puzzle in this story.
I wanna
Here's what I think actually happened with all these audio tapes.
I want to throw
The
in a
tape
theory,
maker
but this is
starts
MATPAT's
out
job. I'm just
genuinely
listening.
making these
Never
logs
mind.
to document the weird stuff
I'll
that's
probably
happening
throw it
in
in
the
at
game
the end.
studio. The stuff with Jeremy really happens. She really sees Glitchtrap in the game, but on her last day of playtesting, she tries to delete the files and fails. Instead of killing Glitchtrap, she undergoes a digital consciousness transfer, just like we do in one of the 3 bad endings,
So when she
trapping
was doing
her
all
in the
that
game and releasing
to
Glitchtrap,
get us to release her.
presumably into her own body, or just releasing him into the real world. Both of which are possibilities that the game explicitly warns us about in the opening sequence.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for accidental digital consciousness transference.
I can't believe I just listened to that. Like,
That, my
I
friends,
thought it was
is
just a
why you always
troll.
have to read the disclaimer. From inside the game, she's now stuck, with her only hope for escape being to go through the same process she just went through from the other side. She creates a new log, starting over by saying,
Hello? Can you hear me?
which in reality is saying, hello, can you hear me in here? Since she's now making the
here.
log from inside the game. She tries to create a new story that encourages a future developer to piece the logs back together, and then seeds one final log out there to tease the idea that a future developer can solve the problem by killing off Glitchtrap using her log assembly method. It's smartly constructed, because she's counting on future developers having the same curiosity and determination she did. She even mentions this in one of her earlier logs, tape 3, that when Jeremy had told the developers that something was wrong,
But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it.
we do exactly the same thing, finding what's wrong and following the instructions on how to fix it, only
Yeah.
to find ourselves on the wrong side of the door covered in handprints, where
So-
presumably lots of other people have
Wait,
been
was
there
that right?
before us. Glitchtrap, or whoever is in the body of Glitchtrap at this point, perhaps Tape Girl herself, disappears into the darkness and takes over our body on the outside. And now it's our turn to wait for the next beta tester to come in, follow the tapes, and hand over their consciousness to us. Now, that last bit there is speculation based on the oddities in the audio logs and the fact that following her instructions results in seemingly yet another bad ending. But even
Yeah,
if
release
all of that
her.
about consciousness switching and
She
her
wants
being
out.
trapped in the game and us taking her
Tricking you,
place trapped
basically.
in the game isn't the case, the point is, William's back, just not in a way that any of us expected. What seems undeniable in Help Wanted's story is the fact that his consciousness was preserved in the circuit boards that got scanned to make this game. And now, he's here as Glitchtrap, tricking players into letting him escape. It's no longer the same guy. He's now an AI replicating the behaviors of William and snatching the body of whatever completionist is determined enough to play through all the elements of the game. In a
Haha.
funny way, it's exactly like the story we've been piecing together for Petscop. Odd, actually. Maybe they really are one and the same, both made by Scott Cawthon. The biggest lingering question now in my mind, though, how many Williams are out there? Is this just one instance of an
Holy
AI looking
crap,
to escape,
the
and
world's
now we're
becoming
the new host
Afton?
body? Or is it somehow able to replicate itself, copying and pasting its code into any mind out there that's playing its little game? Could we be entering
Why
a
is
new
this-
part of the FNaF franchise with multiple William Afton?
But for once, my brain hurts on a game theory. I'm sorry for pausing in the middle of the video. I know you guys want to see it, but it's just, why can't it just be guy killed a bunch of kids, kids possessed a bunch of robots, one guy outside of this situation, Henry, notices all of this and plans to stop it. Michael Afton, William Afton's son, is trying to stop it as well. And then at the end, which FNAF 6 did, Henry burns down everything and kills everybody. The kids, stops everything. Why couldn't it stop there? Why are we now dealing with AI killer Aftons again? Or why are we just dealing with AI killer Aftons? What's going on with this story
all
anymore?
in completely
It's so
different
confusing.
bodies. For as cool as that would be, and honestly I think this game could open up that world, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Hopefully.
I think that's why there's such an emphasis in this game on you
That's just
being a beta
confusing,
tester.
man.
It's one instance of corrupted code and you happen to be playing.
I thought this was just
Now,
a
you're infected
VR
by it.
game for
In the
FNAF,
next
that was it.
generation of FNAF, you, or at least your body with William Afton's code in your head, is the new killer, and so on and so forth until we finally get to FNAF in space.
Oh my God.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. And And we should probably talk about Jeremy. It's weird that his
how do
name
you
is used 3
insert
times. There is
this
no
beta testing
possible
stuff into the
way
real
that
world
that's meant to
of
be
the
a
game.
coincidence. There's also this
Into the
random
real
appearance
canon of the
Shadow
game.
Freddy, which I found in my playthrough, which again seems like an odd little detail that's important
confuses
to account
everything.
for in the Pizza Party minigame. And the fact that Glitchtrap has 3 toes, just like the footprints that are outside of FNAF 6's house window. There is a lot more here in this game, but I
Are you telling me
honestly
there's gonna
just
be
need
another
more
one?
time to think it all through. Rest assured, though, I'll be back.
I always come back.
Yep.
And that, my friends, is why you should subscribe and ring the bell.
Okay, I think he's just doing outro.
Game quite just yet. There is just more
Yeah,
someday.
he's doing outro. Maybe another one came out and then I gotta watch it again, or not watch it again. I'm sorry. Another one came out and I gotta watch it. If you guys want me to watch it, tell me what. Actually, if you guys want me to watch it, make sure you guys hit the like button, comment below, subscribe from Quick History Day. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell after subscribing. My head's tired. I can't think. I'm just very confused though. How? Okay, if you're a beta tester in this game, and your consciousness is being taken into the game by an AI Afton, how does this AI Afton that's going out into the real world or into the world of the game? I don't understand. Like, is the conscious of Afton trying to go back into the game, or is it trying to get out of the game? Because if it's going back into the game, then it would kind of make sense for the canon, because, oh, there's Afton back. If it's trying to go out into the real world, how does the real world... Huh? What? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about all of this stuff in the comments, this whole video. I can't put it together in my head right. Probably because I just got back into recording and... blech, all this extra stuff in my head just distracted me. I don't know. I'll see you all later. Peace out. Help me. I'm confused.